Ray Kessler had seen the flicker before. Different car. Same road. It happened in less than a blink. A shape appeared on his screen. Then the screen changed its mind. He wrote it in a notebook instead of a ticket. Tickets went to a review board. Boards asked what had broken. Nothing had broken yet. He closed the laptop and drove home. The fleet went out again that night. Ray was hired to break things. That was the whole job. Find the fault before the fault finds a person. He was good at it. He had a reason to be. His father died at an intersection on a Tuesday morning. The other driver had been awake all night. Ray was in high school. He learned early what tired hands do to a wheel. Machines do not get tired. That was the promise, and Ray believed it completely. He moved his wife and his daughter across the country for it. New city, flat light, roads wide enough to land a plane on. The fleet ran a loop through town every night, sensors on the roof, an operator in the driver's seat watching. At dinner parties, Ray defended the program without being asked. He said the cars were already safer than the people around them. He meant it. His job was the proof. Every morning he read the logs from the night before. Most nights were clean. He liked clean nights. Then a car braked hard for nothing and an operator filed a note. Ray pulled the video to find out why. He found the flicker instead. He opened another car's log. It was there too. And another. The first thing Ray found was a box that would not stay one color. On the replay, the car drew a box around everything it saw. Blue for a person, orange for a bicycle, gray for something it could not place. Ahead of the car, near the shoulder, a box appeared. It was blue. A moment later, it was orange. Then gray, then blue again. Behind each box ran a short trail of dots. The trail showed where the thing had been. Every time the color changed, the trail vanished. The dots started over from nothing. Ray watched the clip again, slower. The car was not following the same thing down the road. It was meeting a stranger, over and over, in the dark. He asked the engineer across the aisle. She said the system resolves it. Ray asked what it resolved into. She had a meeting. He asked again the next week. Nobody answered. The second thing was worse, and it grew straight out of the first. Prediction depends on history. To guess where something is going, the software needs where it has been. That is what the trail was. When the label changed, the tracking history was thrown away. A new label meant a new object, born that instant, going nowhere. Ray checked when the flicker was worst, not far off, where shapes are simple and small. Up close, arms, wheels, bags, legs. The classifier argued with itself. The machine was least certain at the moment certainty mattered. He mapped every flicker against distance and time. They clustered in the final seconds. He sat with that a long while. Then he asked the only question left. If the car keeps forgetting, what makes it ever decide to brake? This report sat in a drawer for years. Subscribe. There are more of them. The third thing Ray found was nothing at all. He searched the fleet's error reports for the flicker. There were none. Not a warning, not a flag, not a fault code anywhere. The software did not consider it a fault. An object changing identity was simply an update. So the dashboards stayed green. Clean drive, clean drive, clean drive. Every night, the fleet reported perfect health to everyone above him. The flicker existed only inside the raw data. Nobody opened raw data unless something had already happened. The failure was invisible until it was terminal. And underneath all of it sat the backup plan, an operator in the driver's seat, watching an empty road for hours. Ray had ridden those shifts himself. He knew what the mind does out there. He timed his own reaction once at his desk as a joke. He never told anyone the result. How long would the car wait before it asked for help? The call came in March, close to midnight. A car from the fleet had struck a woman crossing a dark road. She was walking a bicycle. There were shopping bags hanging from the handlebars. Ray drove to the office and opened the log alone. He stepped through it frame by frame. The box appears at the edge of the headlights, gray, then orange, then gray again. Each time, the trail behind her erases. The car holds its speed. It is still holding its speed in the last frame. The road there was wide and badly lit. A paved path ran through the median, ending at a sign. The sign told people not to cross. People crossed there anyway. Everyone in the office knew that. Afterward, Ray sat in the parking lot with the engine off. His name was on the release for that software build. He had signed it in the spring, in a hurry between meetings. The heater ticked as it cooled. The reason was not in the code Ray wrote. It was decided in a room years before her. In the early days, the cars braked for nothing. Plastic bags, steam off a grate, shadows on hot asphalt, phantom braking, the team called it. It made passengers sick. It made investors nervous. Reporters rode in those cars. Executives rode in those cars. Smoothness was the product being sold. So the program made choices, and every choice bought comfort. They let perception change its mind freely, at no cost. A new label wiped the old history clean. That was the flicker. They made the car hold still before any emergency maneuver. About a second of silence to be certain. At speed, that is most of a city block. That was the hesitation, arriving exactly when the flicker peaked. And they switched off the vehicle's own factory braking. The car had left the manufacturer able to stop for obstacles by itself. They disabled it so the two systems could never fight each other. That was the silence in the error reports. Every discovery traced back to the same instinct. Nobody wanted the car stopping for a shadow, so they made it very hard for the car to stop. The dashboards measured rides without a jolt. Nothing measured the thing that did not happen. The woman with the bicycle was in the data the whole time. The system saw her, ahead, in the road. It simply never decided she was worth stopping for. The fleet was grounded within days. Testing stopped in every city at once. The program was sold off and quietly buried inside another company. The family settled. The term stayed private. The operator in the driver's seat was charged and took a plea. She got probation. The company was not charged at all. Investigators published the whole chain in plain language for anyone to read, but the flaw was never the real failure. Somebody already knew. A manager inside the program had sent a warning days before the crash. He wrote that the cars were hitting things too often. He wrote that people who reported problems got punished for it. The email reached executives. The cars kept driving that night. Ray had the same warning in a notebook, in smaller handwriting. He never filed it as a ticket. The notebook is in a drawer at his house. He has not opened it since that spring.